Hi everyone. Today's tutorial is going to be a super fun tutorial. I am so excited to show you guys how to make this really pretty egg. I have added some really gorgeous beads to it and gave it a really pretty sparkle. Now, Ukrainians make these eggs all the time, all year long. And they make them for all kinds of occasions, but mostly for Easter. And I have made several Ukrainian eggs in my life. It's actually a traditional thing that I do with my kids. And this Sunday is actually when we're getting together to make a real Ukrainian egg. And this is one of my eggs I made. This was made a couple of years ago, and it's a blown out goose egg, which I have several of these. I ordered from the United States, from a hatchery. So this is the size of basically a chicken egg, and this is the size of a goose egg. So you can do this craft on a real egg, or you can do it on a fake egg. These eggs here, they feel like real eggs. They feel like exactly like these do when they're hollowed out. I never keep my Ukrainian eggs with any kind of yolks or guts or anything in them because they eventually rot and explode. And believe me, if my mom was alive, she would tell you what happened to her. My parents owned a motel for several years in my city. And when I first started making these, I was very young. I was about 20 something years old. My kids were super tiny, young. And I made my mom a whole bunch of them, but I didn't know the procedures, how to do it all, because I just learned it on my own. And I didn't blow out the eggs, and I made my mom these big round fancy trays, which you can't buy anymore, to sit the eggs on to display them. And there was 2 trays in her shelf, and where her motel was, there was a living quarters in there, and that's where they lived, and that's where she put her eggs, on this shelf. Well, she said she was sitting down in the living room one day and she heard this big explosion and the smell, she said, that almost killed her, her and my father, because the eggs had rotted over the years and exploded. Oh my God, my mother said it was such a mess, so I didn't want to experience that. So I went and searched to find out in books, because at the time there was no internet. And I had to go search in books to find out how you get rid of these eggs. Ended up, I went about, I don't know, 15 years ago when the internet first got really famous. I ordered a whole bunch of goose eggs and ostrich eggs. So I started painting them, and then I started getting big into the work. So as you can see, it's very fine detail. You know, Ukrainian eggs, all of these symbols have really special meanings. And if you look in the Ukrainian books that they come with, there's 6 books that I have. They explain all of these symbols and what they mean and why they're put on the eggs. But this is very intricate, very delicate work to do. I am going to create a beautiful egg on Sunday. I printed out the pattern already, so I can't wait to show you guys that when it's all finished. But this is kind of what I'm trying to replicate with beads. Of course, we can't make all these little tiny fine lines because it's beads, and you can't get them small enough to do that. But this is basically what I'm trying to do, is make symbols and meanings to these eggs to represent like a Ukrainian egg. And then you put this shiny lacquer on, well, it's not lacquer, this is polyurethane that's on the outside of this to protect this egg for years and years to come. It is done with kiska and beeswax and dipped into several different dyes. It's a beautiful technique. It's a lot of fun to do. If you guys ever want to get into making this, search online Ukrainian Easter eggs, and they call them pisankis. So anyway, for this guy here, I am going to finish this side, because this is the side that I left to do for the tutorial, because I wanted to work on this and see how it turned out, and it turned out spectacular. My glue is all dried. It's completely cured and good to work with. These eggs here I bought, like I said, they feel like a real egg. Honest to God, they're beautiful. I never tried doing Ukrainian egg on a fake egg, but hey, you never know. Anyway, this egg here, you can get these in a whole carton. They look like a dozen eggs. but they're craft eggs, and that's what they're called at Michael's. And apparently they're at Walmart as well, and they're cheaper than Michael's. So just so you know. So you have a Walmart, go check for these craft eggs, and they're really cheap. They're like $3 or $4 if you get a whole dozen of them. Now I did buy these for my grandkids to make Easter eggs with, but the dyes did not take to the shell very good, so we ended up boiling real eggs, and they painted real eggs. So I thought, well, this was perfect to do a craft with, and that's why I did this. So these are cheap eggs. You can get them anywhere, at Michael's, Walmart, wherever. Now, for tools, all you're really going to need is some tacky glue. Now, I'm using Elmers, but you can get Aleenes tacky glue is really good. You can maybe use E6000. I tried it in a couple of spots, and I found it to be too thick. So I just stuck with my Elmer's tacky glue. And what I did is I used a lid off of cream cheese, some kind of plastic lid. I'm just going to squirt some glue on here because I want it to become tacky. So when it gets really tacky and thick, it'll be easy to work with. Actually, I shouldn't have done that because we have to do a whole different step before we do any dyeing of the or gluing of beads. So what I got is a whole stack of all kinds of beads. You guys can use anything you want, anything that you feel like putting on your egg. Put it on your egg. It'll turn out beautiful, I promise you. The only thing I didn't like on this is the yellow, but as you can see in a Ukrainian egg, there is a lot of yellow, and it's actually very pretty, but that's just my own opinion. It sucks, but that's the way it is. So you're going to need several kinds of beads. I'm using 8-ohs. I'm using 2mm fire polish. I've got them in 3 colors that I put on the egg. You're going to need some 15-ohs. I'm using Swarovski crystals. I'm using Monty's. I'm actually taking the crystal out of the mount that they're in with the claws. I'm taking them out. So I got those in 2 sizes. I got the green one and the red ones. I'm using 11-ohs, 3mm fire polish, more 8-ohs. I'm using Potomac beads, rondelles in the purple. And that is what's on the front here is these purple rondelles. Gives it a nice little sparkle to it, so it's kind of pretty. And I'm using more 8-ohs, or sorry, 11-ohs. I've got just a bunch of different colors here that I grabbed to put on this egg. And these are the ones, the beads that I showed you are exactly what I used on this front part of this egg. Okay, so just grab a bunch of beads, and I'm going to show you how to do the egg, how to divide it. This glue is going to dry on me because this is going to take a bit of time. You can use a head pin for picking up your glue. I'm finding my needle works fantastic. So I've been using the needle the whole time through this whole process of making this egg. I'm using tweezers, but I don't know why I have them because I didn't really enjoy using them. This is an egg stand that you can buy online. You can stand your eggs up on them to display them. I've got a really beautiful one that's in my curio cabinet, and that's where this egg was. And I took it out of there. And you're going to need a piece of measuring tape. And, oopsies, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pair of scissors, because I'm going to show you how you get your egg evenly divided, and that's exactly what you need to do when you're painting, doing a Ukrainian egg. You seriously have to divide your egg evenly, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's the way I've been doing it for years, and it's probably a technique that you can find online in all kinds of videos. I bet you that's how majority of the Ukrainian people paint the Ukrainian eggs. You do not have to be Ukrainian to paint eggs. So actually someone posted on Facebook that I insulted the Ukrainians calling this a Ukrainian egg. So I removed that and called it a beaded egg Ukrainian style. I didn't know what else to do. I am trying to replicate this. I don't know how I insulted the Ukrainians. There's a lot of them. If you go online, you'll even see these beaded eggs, that all kinds of them. So If I insulted any Ukrainian people, I honestly didn't do that intentionally, and if I did, I am sorry. So this is a beaded egg, Ukrainian style. That's just the way I'm going to say it, because it's basically, you're going to do it the same way. Now, I forgot to get a pair of scissors, so I got to go grab a pair of scissors, and I'm going to come back, because you need a piece of paper, a measuring tape, your egg, a pencil, not marker or anything, it has to be a pencil, okay? And one of your eggs, and I'm just using an 8 by 11 piece of computer paper sheet. I'm just cutting a tiny strip, but that I'll get to that in a sec. I'm gonna go get scissors and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now, for this piece of paper, I'm just gonna fold it in half. Actually, I need my glasses on because I need to see what I'm doing here. You're just going to fold it in half lengthwise, so take it's lengthwise, fold it in half, just to make it easier to cut. Now you're going to cut about a 1/4 inch strip, very tiny strip, very thin strip of paper. So I'm just going to cut it very tiny like this. I already have a bunch of these pre-cut for Sunday, but we're going to cut another one anyway. Alright, that didn't turn out too evenly. Very good. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, that's all you need this paper for. One strip. Okay, now, let me just get comfortable here. I got my dog behind me, and I got my beautiful coffee. Miku's in his cage. Talking up a storm. Okay, Tia, come here, baby. This is Tia. Say hi. Say I'm behind my mommy on my back. Yes, but you can't stay there. She just feels really secure there. Okay, now this is the most important part when you're doing eggs, Ukrainian style, or Ukrainian eggs. You're going to take your piece of paper, okay? You're going to take your pencil and you're going to mark a line somewhere on the bottom. With these craft eggs, you can kind of see they have, let me bring this up so you guys can really see what I'm doing. Okay? Now, these craft eggs, they really and truly have little, looks like where they're glued. So those are kind of cheaters for us, but normally on a goose egg you don't have that, or a chicken egg. So what you're going to do is draw yourself a little tiny line, make a mark, okay, because we want to find the center of our egg. So I've got a mark there. You're going to take your strip of paper, hold it up the one end right up against your mark here, and this is kind of difficult, okay? And then you're going to wrap it completely around the egg. It's hard to do in the camera, but I'm going to do it. Okay, so hold it there. Go all the way around, going to right through the top. Okay, see? Keep it as straight as you can. And keep holding it. And you're going to meet it with the other end here. So basically you're just measuring the circumference of this egg all the way around and making sure your paper is straight and it's on the tip. Okay. I still have this on the line, maybe. Okay. I lost my line. Not quite there. Alright, so I think that's pretty good. So you're going to meet up with the halfway mark, or the circumference. So you're going to draw a pencil line right across there, because that's the size of your egg. This piece from here to this tip, going around this way, the long way. So now what you're going to do is take your strip of paper, fold it in half, and line it up with the pencil mark you just made. Okay? Hold it there. Pinch it. Alright, and take your pencil and just kind of run it across that fold so you can see it. Alright, and there's your halfway mark. Well, I did it backwards. Oopsies. You want to fold it so all your pencil marks are on one side. So I'm just refolding it, and I'm just going to put a new pencil mark on it, like that. Alright. Now you're going to take your egg, again, take your piece of paper, line it up here, alright, holding it right on that line there, or whatever you made that piece there, and bring it to the top here, alright. Well, you can tell where the halfway mark is on these craft eggs because it's right there. It's where the egg, you can see kind of where it joins. Alright, so there's the halfway mark there. So just make a pencil line. Now that we did that, we need to mark, alright, so from here to here is the halfway point. Wrong side. From here to here is halfway. So now what you're going to do is take your strip, fold it in half again, and pinch it again. So I'm doing it, this is the halfway. I'm folding it in half again, matching it up with the halfway mark, and then I'm just going to draw a pencil line. Rub my pencil on that fold. Okay, so now we have this. We're only working with the half part. So this is the part here. You're going to line it up at the top here with your pencil mark. Line it up with the bottom. As you can see, mine's lined up at the bottom. Lined up at the top evenly. And now you're going to mark the center. So you're going to do a little tick here and a little tick there. Okay? You're going to turn it this way, and you're going to do it down the side again. So we're going to just draw a little X here. So let's put a little X. Well, actually that's not right. So let me erase this. And if you're working with a real egg and you're doing Ukrainian eggs, don't ever use an eraser on your egg. You'll ruin it. Okay. Now I need to go around this way so I can make my line here. So let's start at the bottom where you think the halfway is and make a little line. Hold your pencil or your paper there. Go all the way around to the top here. On this side. And now you're going to make a little pencil mark there. Whoops. I didn't want to do it that big. But I can erase it because you're not going to see it anyway. Okay, and remake your pencil line. Okay. Continue, whoops, around. So from here all the way down to here is my pencil mark. And let's mark our halfway while we're here. Okay. Doesn't want to stay lined up. It is a bit finicky. This very first part is the worst. is getting this finicky. All right, where do I got my pencil lines? Right there. All right, this might help a bit. So take your pencil and you need to draw your line, but it's better to just do little ticks following this. So just do a little tick like this. Make little ticks because you're going to need the dots. Like this, and like that. Okay, so there's your temporary dotted line. Like this. Take your pencil ever so gently and draw. I don't know how I'm going to do this like this, but I'm definitely going to try. And draw your pencil line carefully, meeting the dots. Don't press too hard either. Okay, there we go. And we're going to do the same on this side. We're going to just make little ticks. I can see where my center is on this part because the egg is glued there. Okay, all right. And now continuing here, matching the dots. Okay, and whatever you do, don't press super hard. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing here. Match this up here, the top, with the bottom. And we're going to draw little ticks here. Okay? And you're going to do that all the way. You should actually draw a line this way, but we'll do that once we know it's even here, because I've done that all the way down. All the whole entire egg, I divided it. I know I'm not making sense, but I'm trying to. Alright, so now we want to make halfway marks. So hold your paper up there with your line. We want to divide the egg in the circumference of it halfway, all the way around evenly. So just make a little tick, a little tick. Same over here. Hold your piece of paper. It's very difficult because this egg is kind of slick. If it was bigger, it would be better. I don't paint these on chicken eggs anymore. I haven't done it for years. I always use goose eggs or ostrich eggs. So on each side of your pencil mark, you're going to make ticks. Okay, so look how that's done. Now, we need to draw our line all the way around our egg this way. We've got it this way evenly. We need to draw one on this side evenly. So, let's make our center one first. So you can see where we went on all four sides of the eggs and we made ticks. So kind of make, you know, two more little ticks in between because it'll help you to divide your egg all the way around evenly. So just make a couple more ticks. That one's a little crooked, but oh well. Making ticks here, like that. Okay? So now we're going to meet these lines. We're going to draw a line freehand and match your dots. It's a little sloppy, but when you're actually painting these eggs as a Ukrainian pisanki, if you make really dark pencil marks, they're really hard to get off the egg. So they're not hard, but you know, you can wreck your egg doing it like that. One sec. Okay. So as you can see now, we've got it divided in quarters here, but we have no strip here because we haven't gone completely around our egg yet, right? So you're going to take your strip, hold it on your egg, well, or even use a measure tape, might be a little bit more straighter, and go right across your egg, holding it straight. No, I got to use my paper because that's just moving on me. Hold it here on beside your marking that you made, so you have like a little X on the bottom here, or a cross, whatever you want to call it. Hold your piece of paper there, bring it up to the top and put it on the side at the top like this, okay, right beside it. I hope you can see that. See? Put it beside your marking, and pray it stays. I just lost it. It really doesn't have to be there. Now we got that one. We need this one on this side. So basically what we're going to do is divide this egg on this side evenly, okay? Or you can just do it freehand. That's just a pain in my arse. So let's find the halfway mark of our egg here. So take your strip of paper, the other end, whatever end, and go from one side here, line your paper up, go right across here, okay? Let me just make sure I didn't move it, which I did. Go across here and make a little pencil mark on your paper. Fold it in half, like so. Do that. Okay. Now you're going to go from here. You already got your line here, so you're holding it here, and you're going to make little ticks on each side like that. Okay, so there's the center of your egg, and you're going to do the same thing on this side. Line it up here with this line here that you made. Bring it over, kind of keeping it in the middle. Okay, and make little ticks on either side of your. So now you can see where the center is. So basically you're just going to make little ticks like this, going around your egg to try and get that to go straight. This. Well, it's not going to be perfectly straight, but hey, this is all freehand. Okay, and I'm just drawing my line, and I'm actually moving my egg as if it was in a lathe. Okay. Done with that side. And we're going to do the same thing here. Just make little ticks. Hopefully it's centered. Oops. Alright, now I'm going to draw my line. I'm turning the egg Trying to keep my hand steady. It's kind of hard when it's up in the air like that, but it's okay. All right, there we go. Our egg is divided into quarters. We have our center mark. And now we want to do a border. Okay, so we're going to do a border all the way around our egg, and this is where your measuring tape comes into play. I'm using inches, but you can use centimeters, I guess. I'm not sure what a 1/4 of an inch is, so can't tell you. Now, it doesn't matter which side you do your border. They're all the same. Okay. So you're going to lay it on. Okay, so I'm laying my strip lined up with it. It has to be on the inch part because that's the only way I can explain it. Okay, so I'm just laying it, lining my measuring tape up with this line and this line on the 1 inch, or on an inch. That's the inch marking the long one here. And I want to mark a 1/4 inch on each side of this, because I'm going to have a 1/4 inch border here and a 1/4 inch here to make it a 1/2 inch border. You can make it as big as you want. So all you're going to do is take your measuring tape, mark at the 1/4, go over and mark at the 1/4. Slide your measuring tape down and continue to do this all the way around the egg. So 1/4 inch here and 1/4 inch here. And I'm just moving it down to make little ticks. Okay, so we have 1/4 inch here, and we have a 1/4 inch there, I believe. Okay, so this is a 1/4 inch, and that's a 1/4 inch. And keep going around the egg, doing that 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch. Now in centimeters, I'm not sure what that would be in centimeters, but let me see, in case you guys are in metric. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters. So you'd go 4 centimeters on this side, 4 centimeters on that side of a whole centimeter. See how it goes here and here? These are 1 inch. Flip it over, it's 1 inch. So it's 4 centimeters on either side of that. So I'm just going to keep doing this, lining it up, marking it on the 1/4 inch mark. I cut an old measuring tape, and I use this for my Ukrainian eggs as well, for marking my borders. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, I think. Yep. You get to the top, you're going to do the same thing. Mark 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch. Okay. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. My kids actually love making Ukrainian eggs. They're really hooked on doing this. Actually, I just had to buy all new dyes, because your dyes last a long time if you seal them really good. The Ukrainian dyes and the beeswax, as long as everything's kept sealed, it lasts us for a long time. Right, Miku? Right, baby boy? Okay, and I'm just continuing to mark my 1/4 inch on either side. Alright, so I've got my ticks all the way. So this is going to be this part here. Yeah, you talk, Miku. It's going to be your border. So what I did over here, I want to do over here as well, okay? So take your pencil again, so you're done with your ruler now. Take your pencil and just dot to dot, match up those dots. Whoops. Oopsies. That's really crooked. But when I'm working at this, I'm working at my kitchen table. So it's really hard to do this holding the egg up like this, because my arms are not steady. But for camera purposes, I have to do it this way. So there's one part of your egg divided. And now we'll just flip it over and make your matching dots here. So when you're doing Ukrainian eggs and your borders, you're going to ignore this middle line. This one that you drew, it's just a guide line actually to help you divide your egg perfect. I'm just continuing. You can make your borders as big as you want. In this particular egg, there was a million pencil marks on this because I had to draw all of this in and divide my egg so I could get everything even. It's a lot of work doing Ukrainian eggs, but it's fun if you like tedious things. And it's time consuming. Like I have a beautiful egg I'm doing on Sunday, and it's going to take me the whole day just to do that egg. And the longest part of it is going to be the pencil markings that I put on it before I even start using the kiska. Alright, so look at that. Your egg is divided with your border. So like I said, we're going to ignore this. Well, we're not really going to ignore it because it's kind of a guide where these green fire polish beads are. So that's kind of where they are sitting here in the center. Now on this egg here, we need to draw like a little diamond because that's going to give us the exact width that we're going to make these little curly things. So again, you're going to need your measuring tape. Let me see how big I went with those. Can barely see that. Okay. With your measuring tape, you're going to hold it here, line it up with the actual inch itself, and you're going to count 3 ticks over. 1, 2, 3. Make a line. On the other side, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and make a line there. Flip the egg this way, do the same thing. Hold it evenly here, lining it up. Count 3 ticks from the inch, so 1, 2, 3, make a tick. And same thing, 1, 2, 3, make a tick. Okay, so that's how you're going to do that. I'm really high up here. And now you're going to take it and you're going to match the dots. So you're going to take your pencil and go straight across up there to that one. Take your pencil, go straight up there to that one. There to that one. And from there to that one. So there you have your little diamond in there. And you're going to repeat that on this side, the same thing over here. And I'm not going to do that because I've already gotten it drawn out there. So now, to make your little curly cues as your little guideline, because this is all you really need to draw, it's those yellow things that I did in there. You're going to bring your You want to kind of do them centered. So start right at the tips. You see where we made our ticks here? Okay. So just bring your pencil line, keep going up to here. Stay there and draw up. All right. And now you want to make curlies. So go around in a circle like this. These don't have to be perfect, but you want to kind of keep them the same size. So like that. And this one here is crappy, so let me erase it. Okay, so you've made your curlies. You're going to flip the egg, try to keep the same distance. Make your lines. Okay, and then start curling it this way. So you basically want, this is kind of like a heart shape. Okay, and if it doesn't look right to you, erase it and start again. But don't do it on a real egg if you're painting Ukrainian eggs. Don't erase, ever. Okay, and now you're going to continue this on this side. You're going to go in a circle and just make a little curly Q. I'm just making it like that. You're not going to be able to do that with the beads, just so you know. Okay. Basically what you want to do is line them up here. That's all. So you're getting the same distance. Okay, like that. And make it a curly. And make it a curly. Okay, and this is all you really need to do with your egg. You can put these little ticks in here. That'll help you to make where those ticks are going to go. So just go like this and like this. And that's just, you just need one, because then the next row of beads will just follow it. You can do whatever kind of design you want on your egg. Doesn't have to be what I'm doing. You can go look online at the tons and billions of patterns that there is for Ukrainian eggs. Okay, so let me get some beads poured out. Divide your egg like this. Do it on both sides. I'm not going to do both sides, so I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to finish this one, and then I'm going to show you exactly what I did over here. Okay, so you have, this egg is going to be enormous looking and big and beautiful. Okay, so I'll be back.